Former Concord Director of Marketing and Operations joins Halo Studios as Senior Product Marketing Manager. Guys, we're going to break into that, but real quick, some good news, and it's that Rooster Teeth is being revived by Burns, one of the original creators and founders. He has not confirmed that Red versus Blue is coming back, but he says, I'm excited at the challenge of bringing Rooster Teeth back to its roots. I am so glad that they are back. That is freaking awesome. I do want to talk about that more later, but why did Concord fail? This is a game that had, I think, 100, $200 million of a budget, and it was up for about a week or two, if not, if even that long, because it launched with 697 players. It was so historically poor of a launch that they shut it down immediately and I believe gave everyone refunds because it just did that terrible. It was the biggest flop that I can possibly imagine, bigger than No Man's Sky, right? So they say there are several reasons why Concord failed, which I do believe is true. I think that generally the game didn't appeal to people. It didn't very much market itself to many people. I didn't even know it existed until the controversy, honestly. And they say critics said that the game's characters felt boring, the map's designs didn't have enough creativity to keep players interested, yada yada. I do believe that there is an aspect of it being like political, with it being like, are these like woke looking characters or whatever, which I don't really want to get into the weeds of because it's just such a dicey subject and I don't feel quite confident talking about it in this specific scenario or situation because I don't know enough about Concord. But obviously that seems to be the general, idea about why the game failed is because it was woke or preachy or things like that. But regardless, the game's marketing was not up to snuff. Only 697 people played it. This did not appeal to most gamers, and most gamers did not care to pick this up, right? And this was a massive flop. It only sold 25,000 copies before being shut down, and Sony and all the stores had to give full refunds, right? And so this was a disaster, and you could point to about 10 different reasons why the game failed. Maybe you could narrow it down to three realistic ones. And regardless, I think we could all agree that it had trouble marketing itself to most players. And so now today we have this announcement that former Concord director of marketing and operations joins Halo Studios, formerly 343, as Senior Product Marketing Manager. Now, there is a lot of emotions that run through me in this moment. Firstly, I just want to get off the table saying, like, please let's not bully any individual. This was a massive game. Concord, I believe, had hundreds upon hundreds of people working on it, which is kind of hilarious with the end result. But ultimately, I believe a lot of people have lost their jobs, which is unfortunate. And you could say they deserve it, but ultimately these corporations work in, unison and sometimes it's not as smooth as you would hope, right? And you can see that with the recent Halo games. My point is, it's not all one person's fault, right? So let's not bully any individual here, but still, I mean that headline itself, I don't even need to scroll down yet. That headline itself says almost everything you would need to know. I mean, this is a game that just did absolutely horrible on the marketing and operations side. The operations lasted for 6 days. The marketing did absolutely nothing. And yet, this person has been put at the top on a senior position to manage Halo, one of the largest IPs out there, or at least was, starting to feel like indie game status at this point. And so why are we hiring people that were at the helm of failed projects, massive losses, and putting them at the helms at the top? I don't think we should not hire people because a specific game or project didn't do well. But still, you guys might kind of resonate with this too. Is like this doesn't make sense to me, right? And then you could go into a whole discussion about it being like, is it DEI? Is it woke? Yada yada, And I don't want to get too much into the weeds of that, but I do get concerned about any project or game that feels preachy, and I don't care if it's about identity stuff or religious stuff. I grew up in a lot of scenarios where I was being preached to with religion stuff, and it is annoying, you know? And before you defend that, you don't even know which religion I'm talking about, right? I mean, it is annoying to be preached to almost in any context, or being forced to do something, or guilted into do something or believe something, and it sucks and it's annoying, right? Anyway, I'm getting way off base. So this person said, "I'm happy to share that I'm starting a new position at senior product marketing manager." And there's really no telling on how much this person had involved with what happened at Concord. Again, there's got to be some responsibility given, but it's a little bit hard to think that one person was responsible for all of it. So they said, first order of business, more cat helmets. Honestly, I don't even hate the cat helmets. I think it's kind of hilarious. See how angry people get at them, but I I don't think I even have them in Halo Infinite, but again, it would be better if all the armor customization in Halo was a little accurate instead of like the goofy skins and stuff. But anyway, a lot of people are criticizing that too. Like they're really concerned with the cat stuff, and I think it's almost like rage bait for a certain crowd of people, which I understand. I understand. I mean, given what we've been through as Halo fans, there's the worst part of modern society is the complete and utter lack of accountability and responsibility. As long as someone parrots the correct politics, they can do no wrong in the eyes of comrades. Bro, I'm just sitting here chilling, trying to play games, right? I'm trying to play Halo. I want Halo to get back on top. And I think that I was just telling your friend the other day, I think that there is a shift happening right now. The pendulum is swinging, and we've seen a lot of these situations where games will come out and they will be preachy with some kind of narrative, right? And the problem is that most of these studios, I think you'd have to be kind of naive to think that they actually care about whatever agenda they're trying to push. They're just trying to make money. I mean, this is as old as age as time. I mean, think about, for example, religious places. Like they'll just put Christian in front of a auto shop, right? Because you'll trust them more. It is literally just a way to get people to buy your product, right? In my opinion. And I don't think that's universally true, but generally speaking, yes. And I think that is what's happening here. But a lot of people, aren't having it. A lot of people don't like it. And there is no confirmation that Halo is going to be, put simply, woke or anything like that. I think that there is cause for concern. But ultimately, people just want to play a Halo game, right? And you could say that the older Halo games were religious, but they weren't really trying to make you believe a specific thing, in my opinion, or at least they were done more artfully. I don't know. You could say that the original Halo games, like Halo 1, 2, and 3 and stuff, were, rough, and we're trying to push like religious narratives. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, I'm getting away from myself here. But there is stuff happening here, and I just wanted to share it because it is a little bit of cause of concern. I was telling my friend the other day though that I think that it would be quite fitting almost for 343, or I guess now Halo Studios, to kind of get into this like pattern of the video game studios preaching and stuff at possibly the worst time possible, as the pendulum is kind of swinging and studios and companies are kind of letting go of the preachiness because they realize it's not making money. It would be kind of hilarious for Halo to swing in and to do that, but like at the worst time possible, when it's like not really, like it's not really being accepted in mass now. But regardless, we could talk about this forever, but I think that just that headline is really all I needed to share, because it does cause concern. And again, please, please, please do not bully any individual. We do not harass any specific person. Concord failed for many reasons, and it was more than just one person. But again, I don't know. I don't have all the details. I'm very much speculating here. I wanted to share this with you guys. So what do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you soon.